Here, President Pfannerstill. Our first order of business is consideration of a motion to appoint a Presiding Officer Pro-Tem due to the excused absence of President Pfannerstill.
I nominate Karen Compton.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Get over there, girl.
Go get him, girl.
Yeah.
First item will be the Pledge of Allegiance. It's led by Trustee Landwehr.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item is public comments for any items that are not on tonight's agenda. If anybody has any comments, step to the podium. Seeing as there are none, we'll have a motion to approve the village board minutes of March 26th.
Also move.
Second.
We have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then we have vouchers for payment.
I so move that we pay the vouchers for 703-50416.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's on our water samples. A few years ago, I found out we were sending our water samples down to Indiana to get our water tested. Spent about $300 for next day freight. And I just want to make sure that Northern Lake Services is in Wisconsin and that we're not paying that tremendous next day fees.
You're right. The Northern Lake Service, they have an office in Waukesha and the headquarters in Crandon, Wisconsin.
Do we still have to do it next day?
We do have to get the samples over there because they will perish. That's why they have to remain cool and then ship them, yes.
How often do we do that?
I believe we have monthly samples and then quarterly samples.
Yeah, so there's
also.
never a question about the quality of our water. It's always tested monthly, right?
Correct. We have to make sure that we do have all the proper testing per the DNR requirements.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bear with me while I find the licenses.
Don't forget you have a motion on the floor for the
Okay,
vouchers.
we have a motion to approve the vouchers. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, one abstention. Motion carried. And then we have licenses and permits. We have consideration of a temporary Class B beer and wine license for the Sons of the American Legion. Location is the Bark River Park for their softball tournament on June 23rd, 2018.
I so move.
Second.
We have a motion to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then we have a bartender operator's license for the period expiring June 30th of this year for Allison Connell. The police chief and the village clerk recommend approval of the license listed above. The applicant has completed the responsible beverage service course. And we have a motion on that.
I make a motion to approve her license.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have an update on the Ice Age Trail kiosk at Nixon Park. Kelly.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Kelly Yogers. I am the Recreation Director for the Village of Heartland. I'm also here representing the Ice Age Trail Community Committee that was established once Village of Heartland became the first Ice Age Trail community. But let's talk about the Nixon Kiosk. As some of you are aware, in the packet, the kiosk might look a little familiar. About a year and a half ago, Jack Sullivan, the Eagle Scout candidate that came and presented the Centennial Kiosk, originally he came to the Ice Age Trail community to present the kiosk that you see in your packet. Unfortunately, that kiosk was not an ideal project. The Boy Scouts thought were for him. They thought the kiosk that he's going to be doing at Centennial Park would be more ideal for him. But the Ice Age Trail Community Committee still wanted that kiosk, so they went out, reached out to some organizations to help bring this kiosk to Nixon Park. What is going on is the Arrowhead engineering class, they agree to help build the kiosk. They're going to be building it in parts and bringing it over to Nixon Park and putting it up together. And also, we were able to receive some donations to help supply the costs for this kiosk, and that came from the bid donated money. Ice Age Trail Alliance, we received a grant. Some of the money for the grant for becoming an Ice Age Trail community is being put towards that, as well as the Ice Age Trail Milwaukee Waukesha chapter. They also donated money towards that project. So it's become a community group project to put up that kiosk. The goal is to have Arrowhead start building that in April and then have it up by the end before school is over with. Any questions?
Mike, is that pad big enough so we're not gonna have any problem with the rain? That was a concern last time.
Yes, the pad will extend beyond the limits of the roof line, so the drips will not affect the ground and create a mud area, so we will have concrete around that whole kiosk.
So we're gonna be putting in the pad, or?
The Public Works Department will be putting in the concrete footings and the concrete pad underneath the kiosk, yes.
Is that our only expense then?
We'll also be helping transport the completed items from Arrowhead High School to the site, and then we will use our equipment to raise the roof on the structure once the kiosk 3 legs are built.
Okay. It's nice to know that there's people that we know that are going to be backing this so that we will not be ending up with a debt. So,
I have a question. What's going on is that we need all those different sides? What's gonna be put in there?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
What's gonna be put in there, since we have so many sides to it now? It's not just two-sided?
It's going to be bid, Heartland, and Ice Age Trail information. The bid will have access to it. They'll be
Okay.
able to advertise their businesses, and then I'll be able to put my stuff in, the village's stuff, and then we'll have a nice poster about the Ice Age Trail community, and the Ice Age Trail, about the Ice Age Trail in
So
there.
stuff that'll be changed though?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll update it and make sure
Okay.
it's current and everything.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We have the concert schedule in it.
I'm sorry?
Will you have the concert schedule in it?
You
for the
betcha.
first night?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. You want to stay right there and do the hometown celebration event scheduled?
I'm sorry?
Would
Do
you
the
like-
hometown event celebration.
Hometown? Yeah, well, okay. For the next agenda item, you guys see that the Heartland Hometown Celebration, kind of the same thing as normal. Last year, obviously, was our 125th anniversary, and we're not going to do special events like we did on Saturday. But Friday is going to be arts and crafts vendors, food and beverages, the Lake Country Beer Garden, and then we have the Heartland Community Band playing from 6:30 to 8, and then after that, live music from Montage from 9 to 11. The Montage does plan on playing once they get set up, so it might start before 9. And obviously, they don't play during the fireworks because everybody goes checks out the fireworks. And on Saturday, we decided to bring back the 5K run at 8:30. It'll start at Nixon Park, go down Maple, and go around River Reserve and come back the same way it did last year. It worked out really well. The River Reserve residents had a nice watering station. We're going to talk to them and see if they want to get involved again. And then the Lake Country Beer Garden, again, will be open noon to 9. And Sunday, July 1st, is our parade. Any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Nope. All right.
The next item on the agenda, we have consideration of the second reading of Bill for an Ordinance 326-18-01, an ordinance to amend Chapter 46 of the Village of Heartland Municipal Code pertaining to zoning ordinance. And I believe that's scheduled for public hearing at our next meeting.
Correct. This is about changing the sign portion of the sign code portion of the zoning code.
And we also have consideration of the second reading of Bill for an Ordinance Number 326-1802, an ordinance to amend the official zoning map of the Village of Heartland. And that also is public hearing at the next meeting.
Correct, and that's related to rezoning the parcel that was the former Sluggers property to the new RSE2 zoning category.
Okay, item number 8 on the agenda, consideration of a motion to adopt an updated sexual and other unlawful harassment, discrimination, and retaliation policy.
Before we go, this is a major change to our existing policy, and I did speak up last time about it. And I did go through it. I looked at the old one. I do have another municipality's copy of what theirs is. And it's not even close to what this new 7-page document from our 2-page. And I know, Dave, you were on vacation last week, so I couldn't meet with you to go over all the questions I had, which is probably 6 to 8 on each page. However, more importantly, because of the major implications on these pages, I want to make a motion to postpone this issue until at least the May 14th meeting, or until we can all sit down and meet with the attorney, with Hector, and discuss the changes and the implications of all of this. Because it is very drastic, it's very detailed, it has some potentially Pandora's box issues in it. And I'd also like to hear what our president has to say about it, so I'd like to wait until at least he's here to hear what he has to say. So I'd like to make a motion to postpone it until at least May 14th. Or table it until May 14th.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to postpone this policy until the May meeting.
Just so you know, the Kyle Gulia from the village attorney's office is here, and certainly we could discuss any part of the policy you wanted to discuss, which of course is intended to modernize our policy from the one that was probably adopted as much as 20 years ago.
I would still like to wait until the president gets back to hear what he has to say, and for at least for me to go through all I have here, we'd be here for at least an hour probably going through some of this and the discussion, and I'm sure each one of you guys has questions on it also.
Anybody else have questions on it?
So that's why I'd like to table it until at least that May meeting.
I think you're gonna end up with, you gotta do something with it anyhow, because
Oh,
it's.
correct, we have to update it, but not this drastically.
Well,
We have
whatever,
a,
whatever you want,
motion.
you got a motion on there, so. If the board wants to postpone
Well,
it.
seeing there's a motion, I'll call for a roll call vote on this.
Trustee Stevens?
May.
Trustee Myers?
No, the yes is to support it and no is to be,
No, this
Yea
is
is to
to call,
postpone it.
this is to postpone it.
Oh,
Okay.
then it's yay.
okay, yes.
Okay. Trustee Compton?
No.
Trustee Landwehr?
No.
Trustee Swenson?
Yes.
And Trustee Walshiger?
yes.
Okay, this is have it. It's postponed.
Okay, the motion has passed. It'll be postponed until the May meeting.
I didn't want to get involved in it.
Helping you.
Item number 9 is consideration of a motion to approve change order number 2, which is the final change order to the 2015 paving and utilities program contract with Stark Pavement Corporation to adjust the final quantities with a decrease in the amount of $66,902.20 for a revised contract amount of $505,826.60 and approve the final contract payment in the amount of $51,190.27.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, this project has languished for closing it out because there is an issue with a subcontractor, and the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development had requested the village not to close out this job until their investigation and analysis was complete. We recently got notice that they have completed their part of the investigation and that the village is okay and allowed to close out the job. This will be the final payment to the contractor and would start the 1-year warranty period.
I move that we approve the payment.
Second.
Okay, a motion to approve the payment in the final amount. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Announcements. Go ahead.
Been up here quite a bit. Just wanted to let everybody know that the village is going to be hosting the electronics recycling event at our Public Works Yard, 701 Progress Drive, this Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. We're going to be hosting another one in October, but this gives a chance for all the residents to dispose of any unwanted electronics. There will be a slight charge for any TV set, that's $25, and any cathode ray computer monitor, that would be $10. But all the other electronic items can be disposed of free of charge.
Is that the size on the television? I thought one time they took it.
No, it's just,
It's
if it's a
television,
television,
period.
it's $25. If it's a computer monitor that's the old cathode ray style, that's $10. So that'll be this Saturday from 9 until noon.
Also, Mike,
Yes.
do you want to tell them about our meeting that we had? Because we are moving, we were supposed to talk about that tonight.
Okay.
You remember, we're moving it, so just, so they know we're not just disregarding it.
Staff has worked with trustee Walschlager in regards to the pet waste stations, and there's 3 locations that were being proposed, one up at Centennial Park, one in Nixon Park, and one at the Cottonwood Wayside. Because those items are in the parks, it was decided to hold off so the next Park and Recreation Board could evaluate the pet waste stations. After they make a decision, then it would be brought to the village board the following meeting.
One other announcement, this is your week of brush collection throughout the village as well.
Yes, it
Started
is.
today.
Yes, the village public works staff started this morning out in the southern part of the village. They're progressing through pretty quick, so I can't tell you exactly how far they've gotten through, but I think everything south of the railroad tracks has been completed so far. So if you're in the northern part of the village, you want to have your brush out to the curb by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then the public works crews come by and pick that up. If you do happen to be in the south part of the village and still have some more brush, our public works facility is open each Friday from 9 to 3, the second Tuesdays from 6 to 8 p.m., and the second and fourth Tuesdays and the second and fourth Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Mike, I've had some complaints of that, not every Saturday. Is there some reason that we don't have it open more on Saturday when people aren't working?
Well, we've had it just from past history of having it on the second and fourth. We can look at the every Saturday as part of the upcoming budget process and possibly propose that for next year.
Is during the week real busy too?
We have quite a bit of use. We do have records of how often that the yard is used. I'll be happy to share that at a future meeting with the board. We have kept track of that.
Yeah, I just had some people, tell me that it was, it wasn't open on Saturday when they needed to use it.
Friday is pretty busy.
Is
You've got a
Friday
lineup, especially, of course, now it's the first one.
Sure.
But then you're open one night of the week, aren't you?
We're open the second and fourth Tuesday evenings from
Yeah.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and the second and fourth Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So this
But it's
Saturday will
every
be
Friday,
open.
right?
Yeah.
Every Friday.
Friday.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't, if all the statistics show that that's fine, I just thought I'd bring that up.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And then just 2 reminders, the public hearings that's scheduled for Monday, April 23rd, as part of the village board meeting beginning at 7 o'clock to receive comment on amendments of the zoning code, chapter 46, pertaining to signs permitted in all institutional and park and recreational districts with a sign permit. And also a reminder of the public hearing in this same meeting, and this would be for the property east of 1270 East Capitol Drive to rezone from RS3 Single Family Residential District with Upland Conservancy Overlay to RSE2 Single Family Residential Estate District with Upland Conservancy Overlay. And I see we have another announcement standing.
I do. I'm sorry. I wanted to get in earlier. Dave Dean, Fire Chief, and I'm speaking this evening on as behalf of the Fire Chief, Fire Department, and as a taxpayer Heartland, I'd like to thank Rick Stevens and Karen Compton for your many years of service, support, and in this community, to the different departments, and to the village as a whole. I think your leadership and guidance is very much appreciated, and you will be missed, and I appreciate all the time, energy, and effort that you have put forth in the village on different projects and taking the time to care. Rick, if I could ask, how many years?
13.
13 years, and Karen, I'm scared to ask.
24.
24. It's a lot of years of service and a lot of things.
It's been an honor. It's been an honor to serve the village.
It's been an honor working with you.
One other question before Mike disappeared. Mike, when you come to the park board with those doggy boxes, give me a price, put a price on them because they're going to ask.
We have that.
Yes,
I mean, just so he brings it at
We
the
will.
park boards.
We will.
yes, we'll have the full financial accounting of the containers
Okay.
and
Got all that
also
already
the
taken care of.
waste
Well, I
bags.
wanted to make sure it's there because they're going to ask it at the park boards.
All right, thank you.
And the last item on the agenda, seeing this is a lame duck session, is approval of the village board meeting minutes of tonight. So Darlene gets to read you the motions.
Sure. Okay, we'll just walk through the motions. The first motion was made by Myers, second by Stevens, to nominate Karen Compton to appoint, or to be the presiding officer pro tem due to Jeff Pfannerstill's absence. Then we went into our regular agenda. First item was motion made by Myers, second by Stevens, to approve village board minutes of March 26th. The second item was motion made by Landwehr, second by Swenson, to approve vouchers for payment in the amount of $703, $504, and 16 cents, with trustee Myers abstained. Under licenses 3A, we have motion by Walschlager, second by Myers, to approve an application for operator's bartender license with a term ending June 30th, 2018. 3B was motion made by Landwehr, second by Swenson, to approve an application for a temporary Class B beer license for the SAL softball tournament at Bark River Park, sponsored by Sons of American Legion on June 23rd. Then we jump down to item number 8. We had a motion made by Walschlager, second by Myers, to table the updated sexual and other unlawful harassment, discrimination, and retaliation policy until May, with a roll call vote taken with a result of 4-2 to table that item. Item number 9, we had motion made by Myers, second by Walschlager, to approve change order 2 to the 2015 paving and utilities program contract with Stark Pavement Corporation to adjust for final quantities with a decrease in the amount of $66,902.20 for a revised contract amount of $505,826.60 and to approve the final contract payment of $51,190.27.
Okay, thank you, Darlene. And then we need a motion to approve the minutes as read.
Go ahead.
All right.
Somebody?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
There we go.
Second?
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meeting is
All right.
adjourned.